Hello guys, before I get started with today's video, I wanted to share an exciting news that happened to me last week. A customer came into my coffee shop and asked me if I've ever been in a photo shoot or if I've ever modeled, and I told her no, and she's all like, do you want to try? And I'm all like, yeah. So we planned this gig and we got together, and she's a professional photographer and she shot me in two different settings, and I had an absolute blast. Had no idea what I was doing, but felt kind of natural behind the camera. But I'm way stoked with how these pictures came out, and I would love for my subscribers to check them out and let me know what you think. So if you'd like to check them out, click here. But with that said, let's get started with today's question. And today's question comes from the Fisherman 86, and he asks, I was just wondering what you think about gay people showing public displays of affection. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with kissing your partner or holding their hand, but I've been worried lately that I may never be able to do this when I have a boyfriend. Whenever I go out, I always see guys with their girlfriends and girls with their boyfriends holding hands, kissing, and hugging, but I have never, ever seen two guys or two girls do these things in public. Have you and your boyfriend ever showed public displays of affection in places other than a gay club or a place where it's predominantly gay people? Hello, and thank you so much for the question. I think that public displays of affection is obviously a topic that a heterosexual can talk about, and also a topic that a homosexual can talk about. But the difference between the two topics is that in the heterosexual world, someone might say they don't necessarily agree with public displays of affection because of yada yada yada. But when a homosexual is going to discuss it, it's different, because if a gay person, at least in my country, is holding another gay man's hand in public, you're going to be looked at. So those are the two differences between the gay and the heterosexual. As far as what I think about it, I'm not one to really like public displays of affection. I think that, if you're going to be making out with somebody or down someone's throat or hooking up with someone at a club, in front of everybody, I think that kind of stuff there's definitely a time and place for everything. And in my opinion, I would like that, to be kept in the bedroom. But a peck on the cheek after a nice date, or holding my partner's hand while we're walking into a movie, or a nice, nice long hug somewhere in a restaurant, is perfectly okay. But I do know that people will be looking, and I'm not one who likes that type of attention to begin with. It's not okay. It's not okay in the sense that it's not normal. And if you do decide to show public displays of affection, you might not be, cracked over your head with a broken bottle or get stabbed, but you're going to be looked at. People are going to look at you just because that's not the normal. I think it's something that you have to work on. I think if someone comes out of the closet right away, it's not something you're going to be most comfortable with. I know that when I came out, I definitely didn't want anybody knowing that the man I was with was someone I was with sexually. So I think that the older you get, the more mature you get, and the more okay you are with yourself is when you also become more okay with or don't really care about public displays of affection. But go ahead and do it. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I would encourage you guys to do what you like to do, because we're entering a new age. Iowa just legalized gay marriage, and Vermont's gonna legalize it in September. California will come back, and Sweden just came up with gay marriage. We are in a new generation. No matter what state you're in, I live in Arizona, and I will hold my date's hand, and I will kiss someone on the cheek and whatnot. Things are changing. I will be damned if I won't show any public displays of affection, because I don't think it's socially acceptable. This is gonna change, and we're gonna change it. What I feel about it is make out with whoever you want, hold hands with whoever you want. I know I'm getting all tough-eye with my bandana and whatnot, but it kind of irks me, because I completely agree with you in your question. I don't see it either, and I wish I did see it. I wish I could put on a movie and watch a love story with two men. I wish that I can see advertisements on billboards on highways advertising, an engagement ring with two men or two women. I wish that, I could walk in my mall and see, two men holding hands, and go to a restaurant and see more of a romantic dinner between two women. But I don't see it that often, but I know it's out there. So this whole new road with, legalizing gay marriage and being okay with our sexuality, I think it's becoming more acceptable. So let's make it an effort to not give two shits. And that's my answer to your question. I hope it's helpful, and I completely appreciate it, and you all have a great night. Thank you.